this video is going to be about products that are hot. You might not really like it. Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie, and I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Today we're going to talk about MSRP, manufacturer's suggested retail price, the way that things work, when the market's hot like it currently is, and when you have these products that are hot. I'm gonna give you guys kind of my attitude towards it, what we do as a store. I do not want you to think that I'm saying what other stores do is unfair or bad or good or better than us or whatever. I just want to share with you what we do for MSRP at the store, and then I want to share with you some of the behind the scenes on the other stuff, and yeah, it's kind of an interesting topic. So Final Fantasy and Destined Rivals, two sets that are coming out really right back to back, right at the same time. Two of the hottest sets, the most hyped up sets for their respective games in the last, years. The Destined Rivals for Pokemon and the Final Fantasy for Magic the Gathering. We haven't seen much on the Final Fantasy side. We're starting to get some of the spoilers for Destined Rivals, and it looks pretty good. It looks like maybe not as hype as people thought it was going to be, but definitely still going to be a very, very hyped up set where a lot of people want the product, and a lot of stores are going to be charging above MSRP for those things. And then Final Fantasy, we kind of have this world where people look back at Lord of the Rings and see how successful it's been. There are a lot of people who say it's going to be more successful than Lord of the Rings was. But Final Fantasy is really the first Magic the Gathering set that's coming out that has MSRP and also has people who want to pay more than MSRP for it. In the past, any manufacturer suggested retail price has kind of been laughed at by Magic players and whatever, and it just hasn't ever sold at that kind of high price point. And we're starting to see some things like Tarkir Dragonstorm, we're starting to see some like Foundations approach those MSRP prices for the first time ever, while people are getting really excited for Final Fantasy. So from a logistical standpoint, one of the big issues with owning a store and setting prices and that kind of thing is that, of course, everybody wants to pay MSRP when the market price is 3 times MSRP or 150% of MSRP. When the box is $600 on TCG Player and MSRP is $400, well, of course, as a consumer, you want the store to charge MSRP. But the reality of the situation is that when the box is $300 on TCG Player and MSRP is $400 on TCG Player, you as a customer don't want to pay the $400. You want to go with TCG Player price or whatever the market price is. And in reality, I think that is one of the rough parts about owning a store. And I think from a consumer standpoint, listen, as a store owner, I don't get to pick my consumers. I don't get to choose how consumers interact with products or what they do. That is just the reality of the situation and where we are currently in the hot market. So what we do, I'm gonna come right out and tell you what we are doing locally for these products. Now, online things may be different. We're not even selling Destined Rivals on our website beforehand, but from a local standpoint, what we are doing is giving out tickets to people who shop in our store over the next couple of weeks before the release of this, of which will allow them to order one of each product at MSRP. That is how we are ensuring that our booster boxes, our products, and our things get to our locals who regularly support the store at those price points. I'm not going to sell it above MSRP to them. If they ask me to buy cases, only on a very, very, very specific case, usually when somebody has a card that I want and I want them to trade it in for my own stuff. Usually only in those very specific cases, very few times, maybe once or twice on a release, will I allow somebody to get more than the one case or one box per person type thing. And only, again, if it's something that, it's just a perk of the job. Like they have a poncho card that I want, and so they want to trade it, and they want, anyway, we're not even gonna get there. But so this whole thing, you come in, you spend $10 in our store, and we'll give you a ticket that will have a code on it that'll allow you to then check out and pre-order one of those boxes at MSRP. That's what we are doing locally. Now, online, it's really tough because I love all you. I've got great community and great people. The Gold Wizards, you know, we're going to do the Gold Wizard program for Final Fantasy. They're going to get play boosters, commander decks, bundles, all like right at our distro cost, which is, you know, part of that. Well, it's not really part of that program. It's just like an extra little perk. But for this round, collector boxes I can't do. I can't do collector boxes at those rates. The orders would be insane, and I would have all this money. I wouldn't be able to get the number of product and the boxes that I would have, like the pre-orders for. I already know I'm not going to get anywhere close to the number that people want, especially at, you know, distro price, that kind of thing. So we're not even going to do collector boxes. The way that this has to work from an internet standpoint is unless you have one of those special groups like my Gold Wizard program, where you can keep links and you can keep all the information within a set group of people, I can't just go to the website and put up, you know, Final Fantasy collector boxes at MSRP right now. They will sell out literally instantly. They will. If I put those up on my website, if really any store, it's not even like the Kitchen Table TCG thing. If any store puts them up on their website, they get bought out literally instantly at those prices. And then you don't have product for your customers in your store. And this is what people don't understand. And this is so frustrating, especially in the Pokemon world. The Magic world, people don't tend to care as much. You know, when the price gets above it, they're just like, well, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna go buy singles. That's what matters to, you know, to Magic people. But it drives me nuts in the Pokemon world. People get so mad at stores for pricing things over MSRP. My attitude on it, what we choose to do is sell at MSRP in those kind of 1 or 2 box ways. And then we have to put things up at market price, because otherwise we just completely sell out and we don't have any product. And all that product goes to the big whales who can buy 18 cases of something or 24 boxes of something. And they buy it all at MSRP, and then they're turning it around and they're flipping it. And no harm to that. Like, listen, if that's your hustle, I know I'm supposed to have an issue with that, but I don't really have an issue with that. But I don't want to sell you my boxes. I want my boxes going to as many places, as many different people as possible to grow my business, to grow my platform, to grow the audience that I have. And so I have to, when you walk into my store locally or when you go to our website online, I have to have product up there. I can't just be sold out at MSRP and not have any product to sell you. That's not good business for me. That's not the reason that I got into business. Yeah, I make more money if I sell it above MSRP later on in the process. You know, again, I think pre-orders, that kind of thing, making sure our locals get the product on time, get the product on release at MSRP if they've been supporting our store. That's all super important to me. But also what is important to me is that 2 weeks down the line, 3 weeks down the line, a month and a half down the line, when you walk into my store, I still have Final Fantasy for you. Because if you are a customer and you want Final Fantasy and you're willing to spend $500 a box or $600 a box or $55 a pack or whatever it is, you walk into my store and I don't have it, that's a problem for you. And that's a problem for me. And now that business ends up going online to TCG Player, to somewhere where that customer doesn't support and doesn't want to buy from. They much rather buy it from me at that market price. Again, after we've already hooked them up, after we've already treated them well and gotten them the stuff at, you know, at a discount, at MSRP, in that kind of world. There's that scenario. But we have to have product on our shelf. We have to make sure that we have packs for people when they come in. You know, we have people come in all the time with these big trade-ins and they want to trade in for the hot product, the new product, the good product. If you don't have the supply, you just can't do that. So that's our thoughts on MSRP. I know other stores sell stuff way above MSRP. I know there's issues here, there, and the other place with those things. Hi baby, my kid's here now, so the video's gotta end. But at the end of the day, just remember that stores do their best to treat their customers really well. At the end of the day, we also have to have product in stock. Otherwise, stuff just gets bought out from other people all around the country who we don't know. And like, I like the money from that, but also I like the idea of supporting the people who want to come into the store and are repeat buyers online and that kind of thing. Those are our thoughts. Have yourselves a great day. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you in the next video.